Hey guys, thanks for coming back to my channel. So for this look, I am going to be using the Men's Nivea Post Shave Balm in Sensitive, and this is going to serve as a primer. It's going to make all my foundation stick. And then I'm also going in with this Mary Kay primer, and I'm using that on the spots that are most oily on my face. So they keep my skin just looking very radiant underneath all my makeup. And then I'm going in with the L'Oreal Infallible, and I believe I am number 104, and that's something beige, beige something. And clearly I just got it all over my hair. So I am going to use the Real Techniques Beauty Sponge, and that's what I'm going to be using to just blend out all of the Infallible foundation all over. I love this foundation. It is my favorite, and here I am getting really tired from using the Beauty Blender or the Real Techniques blender. That is my boss's dog in the background. Anyways, so I'm going to be using the Urban Decay Naked Skin Weightless Concealer under my eyes and on the bridge of my nose, my cupid's bow, and on my chin. I am loving this concealer. I think it is the best concealer. I've heard so much about it, and I'm super late in the game, but I just bought this recently, and I love it. I think it's amazing. I switched from the Real Technique sponge to the actual Beauty Blender to do underneath my eyes, simply because the other sponge does not soak up as much, so I like to use it on other parts of my face. But the Beauty Blender is known to soak up a lot of product, and I obviously don't want underneath my eyes to get super cakey. So between that and my RCMA No Color Powder, my under eye concealer and all of that isn't going anywhere all day. It doesn't crease. This is my favorite brush to use. This is the Kat Von D dual whatever brush. It is for the Shade and Light palette, but I love using it for this powder. I think it's perfect, and I don't crease at all. I don't have any issues. I use it on everywhere else that I did put that Urban Decay concealer. As you can see, all the bristles are a different length, so that'll give you kind of a weightless look and you won't get lines from your bristles. I'm then going in with Makeup Geek's Beaches and Cream from my Z palette, and I am putting this all over my crease, kind of like as a transition shade. If you are darker skin tone, this will definitely serve as a type of highlighter or just to highlight the brow bone or anything, but this is basically my shade, just a little bit more smooth. I'm taking the CoverGirl Ready Set Gorgeous Concealer, and I am just using that to highlight my brows and sharpen up my line underneath my eyebrows. If you'd like to see an eyebrow routine, I just uploaded one. It's the video before this. So usually I do that first, but I forgot. So I'm just going back over with the Beaches and Cream. I am then taking this custom Anastasia Beverly Hills palette, and I'm going in with the shade Intense Gaze. It is somewhat of a metallic, shimmery pink, dark pink shade. So I'm using that, and I am putting that right into my crease and a little above, just kind of to use it as the transition shade. You can make this a really deep cut crease, and I debated with it for a little bit. I was going to do it, and then I chose not to because I wanted to make this kind of a simple look. I didn't want it to look too glam, too dramatic. I wanted it to be a soft look, but if you want to make this more dramatic, then you can just keep adding the shade little by little and just make that cut crease. Looking back, I kind of wish I did a deeper cut crease, but it's okay. It's okay. So then from the same palette, I am going to be taking the shade Blushing, and this is somewhat, it actually looks exactly like what it sounds like. It's somewhat of like a blush tone. It's also a little bit metallic-y, so it kind of blends well with the other shade. Even though I wanted this to be a natural kind of soft look, I did wish that I used MAC Fix Plus on it just a little bit, just to make it a little bit more pigmented because I felt like it was almost a little too sheer, so I had to pack it on a little bit more than I would have liked. So I'm just going to wipe away just the fallout, which wasn't much because these shadows are really good. I am then taking Makeup Geek's Roulette, and this is a shimmery, kind of coppery shade, and I'm taking this on an E.L.F contour brush. Don't ask me who the hell is supposed to contour with this little tiny brush, but that's what they call it. So I always use this brush on the very lower lash. I'm then taking Maybelline's Eye Studio gel liner, and this is in that little paint pot, and then it is in the shade Blackest Black. And I'm just using that just with a simple, I think this is a BH Cosmetics brush. On camera, the liner looks really messy. It looked like I did a terrible job, so don't judge me. But this is a really good liner. And again, for this look, I'm just keeping it really simple. So I'm doing this line very thin, just close to the lash line. Now I'm going in with this ColourPop Cream Gel Liner in Swerve. And I'm using it just to fill in any blank spaces near my lashes, just to kind of fix it up a bit, make it a little blacker. And I'll also be tight lining with this as well, just to make my eyes pop a little bit more, make it look a little more pronounced without overdoing it. This feels super weird, and some days are just not a good day to tight line. I will just water up like crazy, but today was a good day. So then I'm going in with this NYX waterproof retractable eyeliner in white, and I'm just going to use this on my lower eyelash line, whatever this is called. Waterline. Hello. So I will use this in my waterline just to brighten up my eyes. Black would make it look a little bit too dramatic. I wanted to keep this kind of summery looking and bright, so I use that. Then I'm going in with the Maybelline The Falsies Push Up Drama. This is by Maybelline, like I said, and it is the best mascara from a drugstore. It is so good. I would compare it to Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. It picks up the perfect amount of product, and it's really good for the lower lashes too because the wand is not too big. Then I'm going in with the Becca and Jaclyn Hill Champagne Glow Palette, and I'm going to be taking Pearl and just putting that right near my inner tear duct to brighten up the look and just give it just an extra pop. And I'm using just a soft pointed brush from BHCOSMETICS. These don't have names, so then I'm using the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and I'm going in with the oh so famous Shadow Play to contour a little bit, not too strong, and to bronze up the rest of my face. I cannot wait till these come out in the single kind of forms and not in like the whole palette. I heard that she'll be launching these fairly soon in individuals. That way they can be put into a Z palette. And I actually just hit pan on Shadow Play recently, and I've had this palette since it came out. So obviously a little bit goes a long way. Then I am going in with this Tarte blush palette in the shade Smashing. This is a really pretty pink with a hint of peach in it, and it is also a matte shade. These blushes have the perfect amount of pigment, so you really can't go wrong with using any of the shades. It just puts the perfect amount, and this is my favorite blush brush. I cannot cheat on it with anything else. So I decided to cheat on my Champagne Glow palette for a second and use the Carly Bible palette. I used that first big shade on the left side, and this is like a really pretty light pink, almost pearl type of shade. And so I used this on the top of my cheekbones, and I used a 23 brush from Anastasia Beverly Hills. And I also highlighted the bridge of my nose, the very tip, the cupid's bow, and a little bit on my chin. And for these parts, I decided to use the second highlighter shade from her palette just because it's a little bit darker and I just thought it was prettier for those parts of my face. And to line my lips, I am using Soar by MAC. And then I will be using Too Faced Melted Liquid Lipstick in the shade Melted Nude. This is a matte lipstick and it's also very, very nude on my olive skin tone. So I wanted something a little bit more pinky for this look. So I went in with Anastasia Beverly Hills Metallic Rose Lip Gloss. And this is definitely more pinky. It has a little bit of sparkle to it. Her lip glosses are the absolute best because they're not sticky. I'm actually not 100% sure if this is still available because it did come in a $40 gift set over the holidays, but I will link everything down below. So thank you so much for watching. All the products will be listed down below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!